guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun wide trip sweep. Pros X go. On one. Ready?
Right.
What's going on, everyone? NCAP24 here from HuddleGG. In today's video, we're going to take a comment out of the YouTube section and see if we can go ahead and help out our bud Will Viola. He says, in the mesh spot play out of the Saints tight offset tight end, if you smart route the spot / mid hook route, whatever you want to call it, it goes deeper and beats every coverage. Then he said he's tried it in practice mode. Are we able to look at it and just check it out in general? So that's what we're going to do today, Will. We're going to take a look at your play. Appreciate you sharing, and we'll see what we can do about putting some setups on the field to beat every coverage. Now, in case you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please consider doing so. Also hit that bell notification to make sure that you never miss any of our uploads. So let's take a look at this play, and the route that he's talking about is this red route, which if you look at it here, if you don't smart route it, it goes to about the 50-yard line and then curls back. When you smart route it, it does go, significantly, further down the field, another good 7 to 8 yards, and it curls back as well. So we're going to look at that and see how we can go ahead and attack coverages with it. Now, the first thing I like when we're going to take a look at is man coverage. Now, when I motion this guy over, what you're going to see here is that I wanted to make sure that I got Gilmore to follow him, and you can see that Gilmore's on him, so I put Gilmore at a safety position. A lot of times when you motion him over there against different formations, if it's the safety that follows him, what ends up happening here is that you've got a little bit of an advantage because the guy's about 4 to 5 yards off the ball. You're not going to get a pressed animation. You're basically just going to have the ability to just kind of go one-on-one with him. Now, the other routes are a little bit insignificant to man coverage here. What I'm going to do is just to make sure so we don't have people running into each other. I put the Y on a smart route as well, which is a really nice route that can beat man coverage. And then I just cleared them out with the X. If you wanted to have the X do a drag, you can do that as well, just to have another option, especially if you have playmaker. But I'm just going to leave them like this so you can see it. And what you're going to do is you're going to attack him and time the throw to when he comes back. So we got Adams with route tech versus Gilmore, who has 1 step ahead in acrobat. Let's see how this works out for us. You can just wait, and then if you time it right, you can see that you can definitely hit that ball for a easy catch. Simple as that. Man coverage is definitely something that you can use for this. I would suggest that you do need to get the timing right, because if you're too late, then you're going to allow the cornerback to come, play the ball. But if not, then you're in good shape. Okay, let's look at cover 2 now. And we'll just go to cover 2. Most people are going to put that player in the deep blue. Now with cover 2, my suggestion would be to do something with the X on an out route. I would leave the Y on his route, so that way we have an opportunity to kind of do a 1-2 read with the Y and the B. If the user wants to stay in the inside and take away the B, then you should have a good opportunity of hitting the Y on the sidelines. If the user wants to kind of shade more towards the Y to make sure that he's not the one beating him, then you're gonna be able to hit the B, right? Kind of one of those deals. Let's take a look at it. Let's look to see where the B goes ahead and sits. You can see that he does sit right there. Obviously, that guy did a little bit of jump on him, so let's talk about that hook curl. Okay, so how do we get that hook curl to not go that way? The easiest way, to be honest with you, is to leave the mesh. Okay, if we leave the mesh, what ends up happening is that we're going to be able to get that guy to come down a little bit further. But if we leave the mesh, then we're not going to be able to, really get the deep safety to back up. So we have to get our running back involved, right? So let's get our running back involved. Let's move him over. And let's move him to this spot, okay? So now we're going to do this, and now all we've done is we just made better use of our running back. Before, he was doing a good job when it comes to, getting to the outside, but now we've got him in a spot. Let's see how this works for us. We got the mesh. Now you can see just with that little bit of a change, that mesh route moved the hook curl. These are things that we study. These are things that we want to make sure that you understand. If you guys haven't already heard, we do a route combo Bible, which basically breaks down how to attack different coverages, different zones. This was just an easy example of how we wanted to move the hook curl because he was in our way, and using that mesh was able to do so, right? So now we know it can beat cover 2. Let's talk about cover 3. Okay, so let's go to cover 3 sky. We'll just leave normal cover 3 here, right? Now, with cover 3, we're going to have to figure out what we want to do with it. Now, my first thoughts are just to put the X on a streak and put the Y on that smart routed corner route, because that way we have to attack them in a spot that's going to be a little bit tougher for them. I would put the B on that route and see how this looks for us originally. The reason why I look at this is because I know that we're going to have a 1-2 read, that if the Y is going to get open, we're going to be in good shape, right? Now, the other thing is, if this doesn't work, I'm going to get my running back involved again. I'm going to show you why. Okay, so that's what happens here. A goes under. We should have the A. Do we have the Y? We do. And we should also have the ability to hit the other player. If you see here, we're going to, our instant replay. What we're going to see here is we're going to look at Devontae Adams. Did he get open here? And the answer is yes, right? And the reason why you can see is that he sits right there in the middle, and we're going to be able to throw it. Now, this player, we didn't move, right? We didn't move him at all. And, if this was the user, then that probably would have been his spot to cover, but it wouldn't have mattered because they couldn't have covered this player as well, right? So we're in good shape there. This would beat cover 3 pretty easily. You've got your 2 options in 2 different spaces. Another way I would go attack cover 3 would be to move the running back to the side and make it an empty formation, so that way we know where it's a little bit easier to understand where people are going to end up, okay? So this is, I would leave the mesh, and I would do it this way, right? And what you'll see here again is the mesh, you have the underneath, you're going to have that B, and you're going to see now that's an easy target where you're still going to be able to have the corner route. The mesh is going to pull down those hook curls, okay? So let's now go to something like 3-3-5 wide, and let's talk about doing something to where I'm going to make the Mabel coverage right here. So I'm just going to put I'm going to do a lot of different things to make this work because I didn't have it in my audibles, but let me just bear with me here. So I'm going to put those guys in those things. I'll put this guy in a curl flat. We'll put the deep safety in a inside third. So we're getting there. And then we'll do something like this. Let's see if we can put this guy on a hard flat. All right, so now we've got Mabel. A lot of times with your Mabel coverage, actually we got to put this guy right here in a curl flat. Okay, so we've got double Mabel, right? A lot of times with double Mabel, what you're going to see is that you're going to have the ability to go against pretty minimal amount of defenders. So, as far as pass rushers, so you got a little bit more time. My first thought is to move this guy out. And the reason why is because anything that ends up on the curl, a curl that ends up on the numbers is going to be a really nice opportunity for you. I would put the A on a streak just to make sure that I've got enough room to drive back that player. If I don't want to put him on a streak, I'd probably want to put the X on a streak and then leave the A on its route. So let's do this. We'll leave it like this, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. And what you're going to see is that that B is going to get a really nice spot. Easily going to be able to beat your cover 3 Mabel coverages, so we can check that box off. Now let's go to cover 4. Let's go ahead and take a look at cover 4 drop and see what we would like to do with that. I know this is going to be a little bit more of a longer video, but because Will took the time to practice it himself, wanted to go and and see he thought it beat at every coverage. We kind of want to see if we can do it ourselves and give you that knowledge as well. So let's go to this play again. I got cover 4 out there. And I think we can run this stock. I think we can be able to work this pretty easily with stock here. Get the meshes to basically take down the hook zones. And the B should be in a nice little spot to just be open. And he is. And the reason why is because we knew that those deep quarters, those 2 safeties were going to continue to go back. And we were just able to hit them. So, we've shown that it can beat man coverage, showed it can beat cover 2, cover 3 Mabel, cover 4. Basically this play is going to do pretty good damage against, your main types of zones out there, as well as man. So great job, Will. I appreciate the suggestion. We definitely could show it to you, but yeah, definitely look for unique routes. Anything that you can smart route to go deeper and make it unique is a really nice opportunity to build an offense around. And obviously this gun tight offset tight end is a great formation that's been in Madden for a while that people have used as their main offense. And using that route definitely can get you some, some headaches for your opponent to have to stop, and then you can kind of run your offense through it. So definitely check it out. We appreciate you guys checking out the video, and if there's anybody that's interested in that route combo Bible, definitely check it out on our website. It goes over beating, basically all coverages and how to beat all coverages. And we just dropped our cover 3 Mabel portion this week, where we go over basically 20 plays, 20 different setups to say, if people are playing, this type of cover 3 Mabel, you're going to be able to just destroy it. And we want to make sure that that that's one of the best resources out there. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on tomorrow's video.